right back, Charlie's definitely.
There's always just that active and that defending. I think it's like.
People, deluded, I'm back again. I hope everyone can hear me loud and clear. It's Champions League business. It's Champions League nights. We're here for another watch long. Appreciative to all of you lot tuned in. Hope you've all been having a great day. It's Atalanta against Real Madrid. Now, I know typically where we look at football matches and games, you know, what we think about it going into it and what actually happens 9 times out of 10, they're very different. But I am excited about this game. You know, I do think when you look at it, the Italian teams have probably been the ones doing the business in European competition currently. And Atalanta are flying high in Serie A. As you know, if you watch Serie A, there's a crazy title race going on. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure Atalanta beat AC Milan 2-1. I mean, Leao would be lit at Arsenal. But staying with this, I mean, Arsenal fans, we've seen it ourselves. We know what Atalanta are about. Gasperini can't deserve more plaudits. They recently won the Europa League. They're free at the back and all of that. It's just so much to like, people. And then you've got Real Madrid, who are a bit topsy-turvy by their own form, always find a way to win. It could be lit, man. I'm not going to lie to you lot, people. I think this could be a game and a half, man. 6 wins from 6 in the Champions League, flawless so far. Light work. Big Marcel, man. Neutral settings. And I know inadvertently you said that, but I just started thinking about my team. Hey, pick up Liverpool, madness. I must admit, I was going to do a watch-along for the Girona game, but I had to go and tend to certain things. So I'm a bit unaware of actually what happened. I'll check the scores of all the other games in a bit, and we'll keep you updated with what we're seeing now. Don't forget, tomorrow, people, we are watching Arsenal against Monaco on the topic of that. There's actually a couple things I need to do in YouTube Studio. We've got 7 minutes until kickoff, people. Predictions, talking points. Doesn't necessarily have to be football related. Get them in, man. You lot make the platform what it is. I say that time and time again. And as we, you know, Merry Christmas in advance while we're here, in case, you know, for some reason you're not here past that. But as we get to the end of the year and we start thinking about things and stuff, I just want to say a big thank you to you lot, man. You lot, big up you lot. Liverpool were dead, should have lost 4-2. I hear that, and I'm sure Arsenal and Liverpool fans will demand more, but they got the result. But yeah, I'm unaware of what's going on. Just shows you that, you know, on paper, Girona are not doing what they were doing last season. Liverpool obviously top of the table, probably expected to smash them in. But yeah, you can see the lineups of both teams. I'm a bit upset that Scalvini's not starting, but Atalanta, they got a good team. Is it Di Lacate? You know, I can't pronounce his name, but the Don that used to be at AC Milan, he's doing a madness at Atalanta. Actually scored against them. Ademola Lookman has been superb for Atalanta since the moment he stepped in Italy. This Palazzinic guy, I'm sure he used to play for Chelsea. Baller, Edison Baller. The Roan's come a long way from his days at Middlesbrough, and you know the back five speaks for itself. We have to hail up Kolasinac as well. Hey, Kolasinac, you know. How you managed to bag a little role for yourself in there? Hey, big you up, man. Big you up, man. I see Guendouzi doing his thing, you know, the other day as well. So yeah, Real Madrid must today. Can't lie, I just want my boy Kylian Mbappe to score, man. You've been moving a bit, man. Hey, why cut the chat? Salute to Kolasinac, but salute to Dani Ceballos as well. Hey, we're there. Brahim Diaz, come play for Arsenal, man. Please, man. Please, man. Come play on the left. What is he better than Martinelli? I don't know. He said that. Did someone say they sold their Martinelli stocks? Their Jesus stocks? I'm not sure, but big up Dani Ceballos. Life's a madness, you know. How are you still there? He survived. Real Madrid are Real Madrid, so I don't want to disrespect them, but I need Mbappe to turn up today. Vinicius, I want to see skills. You see, some of you are some big haters on Jude Bellingham. Some of you have tried to lie and say he's not a lit baller. He's lit. Valverde will hope to have a good performance. Recently made a mistake as quality as he is. Vasquez, Tchouameni, Rudiger, Fran Garcia, boy. Could be a madness. A man said Mbappe hype in 2024. What do you want me to say, man? Like, Toby, big up yourself. I ain't just hitting guys while they're down, man. Like, nah, man, I'm still team Kylian Mbappe. It's expected at Real Madrid, man. It's expected at Real Madrid. What, you think because you're killing Mbappe, that club's bigger than you, you're going to struggle? Modric struggled there, said that thing. Remember what Modric got voted in his first 6 months and then what happened? And there's probably numerous. He'll be there, man. What's a couple of months into a 4 or 5 year deal? He'll be there. Don't act like he didn't see what he's done at 2 World Cups now. Don't remember what he did at the Camp Nou. Remember what he did for Monaco. He's lit. You stayed at PSG too long, you rubbed out yourself and whatnot. You're going to get back. But listen, let's be honest, Real Madrid, big up Mbappe, but Vinicius Jr. is the big dog. Like, he's the guy. Like, so yeah, man. Harsh, man. Mbappe, my stock, can't lie, my stocks for footballers. What the hell's going on? My stock for footballers, let me take time. Could be gal watching, listening to the Golden Voice, but half of the stocks in my footballers, they're down the chain, man. Like, Neymar playing in Saudi and that. Mbappe is mad. Jesus is mad. Martinelli is mad. The game he had against Girona was a clown show. Martinelli 2.0 performance. That. Nah, DG, you can't betray Jesus if he doesn't get 20 goals. I said double figures, but boy, I was hoping he was scumbag some in the League Cup. Boy. I think they said he's got like 1 goal. I think they said with Gabriel Jesus. I think I can't remember. I've done a stream on it earlier today or a video. Check that out. I'm sure they said he's only got 1. It's either 1 Premier League goal in 27 games or it's 31 games. Brother. And scoring is obviously that. Even if he was playing well, that'd be a major talking point. But performance, Jesus. I don't want to say you're finished because for me, it's a Rocky Balboa thing. I don't like to, when someone's down on their luck, whether they play for my club or not, but it's looking dark, man. It looks like we've hit the point of no return. Now, I say that, you've probably got 3-4 years left on your deal. You're on big wages. Are Arsenal Football Club prepared to take the hit financially, both in terms of a transfer market value and obviously some of the wages, unless he goes Saudi, assuming Gabriel Jesus wants to go Saudi. Play. Big up yourself, Tommy. Would you ever give Ethan, Jesus, and Saka a front three a go? I can't look at you, Jesus, right now, man. I can't entertain it. I can't entertain it, man. Maybe if you I can't entertain it. I can't entertain it, man. Can do a Bandulu thing with Ethan on the left-hand side. Saka is Saka. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Whether I'm happy with Kai Havertz up front or not, like, bro. Kai Havertz is not a better footballer than Gabriel Jesus, but he's better than you for us. Like, fair enough, it ain't. He's definitely not. Big up Kai Havertz. He's definitely not pretty watching Kai Havertz. Respectfully to him, like, a dead baller, but come on, man. Support Arsenal. I've seen Cesc Fabregas, Nasri, Arshavin, Mesut Ozil, Alexis Sanchez, obviously the Bergkamps, the Thierry Henry, the list could go on. You could never convince me that it's tech, but it's working. But the drop-off, is mad. And say what you want, bro. Havertz has got more memorable moments, unfortunately. Cool. We love what you did against Man United. You sent, man. You done something last year against Bayern. The first 6 months of your career here were electric, but it's meaty. You didn't even look wavy in the League Cup. And I've got to be honest. You didn't even look wavy. Sterling's looking more wavy than you. And will we ever see Raheem Sterling in the Prem? I don't know. What I will give Kai Havertz is you get it. You're a bit of a scumbag. It's not pretty watching you score goals, but you found a way to do it. I don't think you should be our first choice striker, but at the end of the day, you're doing your thing. 9 times out of 10, maybe not so much against Fulham, whether I think you're wavy or not. You play within your limitations. You play a lot better than certain other men. And last season, second half of the season, the game's about to kick off. People, let me remove the lineup, bro. We didn't win nothing, but I'm not gonna lie. Kai Havertz second half of last season earned my respect. Like, you'd be a squad player for me, but you're in the squad. Like, you could get your games up front, but we need these kind of guys. And Arteta needs to do something from a tactical point of view to get the striker in goal scoring positions. Because when Kai is the few you get in a game, you never know if he's gonna score. 9 times out of 10, he's not, regardless of the stats. And let's be honest, being a striker at Arsenal is a very selfless task. You're the first defender. You got to go in midfield. You got to get crazy heat maps. You got to do mad stuff. Oh, TNT, what's going on? Okay, the game's kicked off. I've all pressed the wrong thing. Apologies, people. It froze. Lookman got a cook. Now, listen, I don't think Kai Havertz is the difference maker, but I'm a fair man. I've got to be fair. I agree with a lot of what you lot are saying. There's so many more players and so many more questions I want answered at my football club before I get to Kai Havertz. There's so many other dons that I need to ask what's going on. Tomiyasu and Jesus. Tommy, love you. Why are you not involved? Where are you? Look, Gabriel Jesus, it's mad. Partey and Jorginho, what's the contract saying? Kiviu, are you really with this? Sterling, what's going on? Arteta with Sterling, what's going on? There's so many more question marks. So many. Declan Rice, number 8, what's going on? Kylian Mbappe. You lot got me in Arsenal, talking about Arsenal for some reason, people. Don't forget, we're watching the Champions League. I can't lie, Real Madrid versus Atalanta. This could be an all-timer, people. Oh, I love Lookman. I don't know if there's a... I just think in general in the Italian league, there's a bit of a tax because let's be honest, Lookman was rubbed for a set. Bear rub, don't go over there. But I'm having Lookman for 40, 50 million. Bro, bring that. Well, you're better than the left wingers we got. And if you're not, you're playing better. Pardon me, I'm not going to lie though. Oi, Diaz, Mbappe, showed them we're here. Oh, good save by the keeper. I want I'm a big fan of Atalanta generally in their football, but yeah. Jude Bellingham. But I'm here for Ademola Lookman. I'd rather Diaz though. Like, I'd rather Lookman because Lookman's lit, but we're never going to get Brem Diaz. But I just think you could do a thing for Arsenal. There's no crying about Odegaard not being there. You can play down the right, you're wavy, you can play down the left, good dribbler. You're never going to leave Madrid. But if you ever want to, give us a call, man. Ceballos come in for 2 years on loan. Odegaard and that. Give it a couple years, Real Madrid sell one wavy player for no reason, for absolutely no reason. If he's involved, boy. Fran Garcia. Vinicius Jr. It's a throw-in for Madrid. Now, it's going to be interesting because, Atalanta play good football. They are quite adventurous with their back five. There is going to be gaps, but they're going to make it difficult for Real Madrid to get on the ball. Edison versus Valverde is an interesting matchup. All over the top here. Jude Bellingham tries to make a run. Bellingham's done well. Aye, wavy. When I first watched you as a 16-year-old playing for the under-21s of Birmingham, I knew you'd be good, but not even through lack of ability. It's just the way it's a bit like Saka as well. And actually Diaz. Like when you watch these guys at the start of their careers and Mbappe, under 19s Euros, like seeing where they are now, it's quite mad. It's quite mad. Even Kobe may know that. Atalanta on the ball here. Edison. Apparently rumoured Manchester United, Arsenal and Liverpool are allegedly looking at him. Yo, DG, did you see the handbags between Bowen and Lamina yesterday? Yeah, I did. And I must admit, I want more of that. It's literally the best way to describe it, handbags. I can't believe it's... Obviously, there's kids watching and that, but I just can't believe these things are newsworthy. Tensions are obviously high at both clubs. Both clubs in a terrible bit of form. Must admit, bit surprised Gary O'Neill's not been sacked by Atalanta. Oh, Ademola Lookman's had a half volley and it's not quite of the ability to trouble Courtois. I think he did well to get on the end of it, to be fair. Hasn't stuck it cleanly at all. Good play from Atalanta down the right-hand side. Big up Gasperini. DG still believes in Mbappe best. I'm a Wenger baby, man. So when I'm seeing these young French players, hey, listen, when Mbappe's back, please don't... Make sure your apologies are as loud as your disrespect. I've seen the future he's scoring today. Just no penalties. And to be fair, as much as I've been more trying to see Atalanta's exciting player football, Real Madrid putting together some good attacking moves. Ademola Lookman's done very well against Tchouaméni. He's offside, but hey, you got strength like that? Arteta. Because obviously you're a strong lad, you're a professional footballer, but it's not exactly easy to hold Tchouaméni off like that. Let's see how the game goes. Real Madrid's killing Mbappe. Okay, skill is... Oh, Embrazy. You're too wide, bro. All right, cool. We held on to the ball. Brahim Diaz. Hit it. Oh, he's wavy. I can't even describe what skill that was. You see why I want Diaz? I don't know what you would call that skill. And he's been fouled for his troubles, but that was wavy. This is what we need, man. Word to Lippy, am I begging it? But that was wavy. Free kick in a very dangerous area. Let's kill it. To be fair, let's kill it. Mbappe wants to step forward and try and take it. Battle of the Italian managers as we see Carlo Ancelotti taking on Gasperini. I'm sure this is a repeat of the Super Cup. Or am I making that up? Valverde taking the set piece? Is it one from the training ground? Valverde, corner kick to Real Madrid. If Mbappe can cut out Madrid, he'll get my credit for life. He's getting chewed out right now. DG keeping an eye on the under 20s proper scout. It's been a bit more difficult, but I've mainly, my focus has been on the youth league, if I'm honest. But I need to get back in it. I just love to watch the young players and see their careers, man. And for myself, like, sometimes you will, it's not that you don't rate a player, but let's just say a random right back in an under 19s game, he might not necessarily do anything eye-catching. Like 2-3 years later, they're the sort of ones you see playing Premier League football. This seems to be a good game. Bit of jousting going on, but so far the tempo's good to it. Both sets of players showing they can move the ball and whatnot, but beyond that, there's nothing really of note. If I was an Atalanta fan, I'd probably want to see what we can do in Real Madrid's half. I think Real Madrid are putting together some interesting attacking moves, but again, it's going to take a while to break down that stubborn Atalanta side. But if Atalanta do win, though, agendas, because we didn't lose here. Rudiger's cleared it. Need to get the ball on the floor. I'm not going to lie. I'm not asking Ademola Lookman to be the difference maker and turn it on his head, but I must admit, in these games, this is where I want to see something. Bro, look at the ball, man. Arteta, you have to be watching this for both teams. Like, the ball is just moving fast and forward. Jude Bellingham's done very well here. Unfortunately for Real Madrid, they've lost the ball. But again, when Atalanta do have it, in terms of further forward positions, there's not too many blue and black shirts. Vasquez is taking a trip here. Atalanta are attacking down the left-hand side. The move looks like it's died, but they'll have a corner. No, they won't. This is a good game. And Atalanta have won it back on the edge of Real Madrid's area there. I mean, if they do concede, don't think Carlo Ancelotti will be happy. Fran Garcia. He needs to show us if he's Sergio or Rebo. I can't lie. DG, could you see Gasperini in the Premier League at some point? I'd like to, but got a good thing. You know, you don't want to stay somewhere too long, but you got a great thing going there at Atalanta. And to play ball like this, bro, is very complex. You're going to need a while. Real good coach. They tried to slew me for saying he should be our next manager before Arteta came in. He's played good football, man. He's obviously been at a couple of clubs, had some failures, but yeah. Oh, good defending from Real Madrid. I feel like there aren't enough top players for all the clubs wanting to be elite. If we don't move in the market, it's going to be long. That's true, but half of the players we waffle about, they got to start somewhere. Like, fair enough, Saka's come from the academy and whatnot, but they've got to come from somewhere. Half the players we gas up, they've got to start somewhere. Like, as much as people want to slew Mbappe, you was at Monaco. Vinicius Jr. was, and it took him a while. He was there in Brazil. Diaz has been at a couple clubs. He was at City. That's why when I see, why I said what I said about Brahim Diaz, because I remember going to the Emirates when they had the under 21s versus Arsenal, and Jadon Sancho was playing, by the way, and like Chris Willock and that. And again, you got to remember, City are, everybody's sick in them. City's first team, typically, City in the academy, everybody's sick. They've got the best, or some of the best, like with United, some of the best local talent. They're, you know, Brexit's probably changed things, but a problem for probably all clubs, and what City for smaller clubs, and what City have been doing. They'll buy the best guy at Birmingham, the best guy at West Ham, this one, that one, and the other, and it's just elite of elite. But Diaz was head and shoulders above that day, anyways. Everyone at the time was quality, tiny, and just. I think so. Did you watch the Girona game? Yasser was balling out. No, I didn't. First, I know that. I definitely watched the highlights. Come on, TNT Sports. What's this? Okay, we're back. Diaz. He's a baller, man. Vasquez. Diaz. This could be interesting. All right, Mbappe, we're gone. Yes, Mbappe. Shh. Slide, bro. Slide. Woo! They doubt us. Most hated and rated. 0-0, boys. Mbappe. Big up Atalanta. You know, I'm not, I'm supporting Mbappe, but Real Madrid have drawn first blood. Mbappe's had a hard time at Madrid. That's got to give him an element of confidence. Good work goal from Real Madrid, to be fair. Again, Mbappe, pardon me. Brahim Diaz has got the assist. Oh, it's the first touch from Mbappe with his left peg. It's set him up very well. And he just caressed it into the goal. Needs that, man. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, still, DG, you still supporting Mbappe in 2024? See, shh. Respect, as Jose Mourinho says. Respect. We know our ballers around here, man. If Real Madrid lose, they'll be in the elimination section. Smash the like, peeps, and share the vid around. Appreciate that. I don't even think I put this on socials. Yo, DG, hope you're well. What do you think of the case against City moving from 115 to 130? Do you think they're coming out alive or drowning? If you throw enough shit at something, it typically sticks. But how many, like, I don't think they're going to get charged for everything. And I just think City are going to beat it anyways. And the Ademola Lookman's header hasn't gone anywhere. Yeah, that's crazy, though, because it's gone from 115 to whatever. Mbappe might be back. Don't bread. If you sold your shares, don't bread. You lot were fooled. You fooled yourselves. You thought like first couple of months at Real Madrid would define his career. His greatness is going on now. Just like Brazil 2026. Quote me. Clip this up. Brazil are winning 2026 World Cup. We're back. And don't join us if you snaked it. Atalanta on the ball here. To be fair, for a team that's playing the back three, that was a kind of cheap goal to concede in the build-up play, but they're not out of it. But this is a difficult task. Rudiger wins the header. Ederson loses out to Jude Bellingham. It's him here with Valverde. I must admit, since the goal, Ceballos was on the ball here. Since the goal, Real Madrid have actually started to do things a lot quicker in their defense. It's like the goals woken them up. For Atalanta, again, you do have to give Real Madrid some respect, but you need to ask some questions in the final third. Sorry, people, I'm just putting this on my socials. Didn't do that. Oh, Atalanta have the ball here. See on this right-hand side. Oh, you're going to... That was silly. Yeah, man. Rudiger ate that. Rudiger and Di Lacazette getting into a bit of 6s and 7s, and the ref has stopped the game to talk to them. Di Cale, or whatever your name is, forgive me. That was silly. It's got to be better. Real Madrid are not going to give you that many chances. I don't know why him and Rudiger got into that. Didn't need to be a reason. But I love to see it. Courtois. Ooh, not the best of passes to Diaz. And admittedly, even though it wasn't the best of passes, Diaz is giving away. Ademola Lookman, the first touch wasn't good enough. He's gone for the shot and it's been blocked. It's games like this. Obviously, I still rate Lookman. I'm having him at Arsenal, but it's games like this. You see your true level. Oh, and Mbappe could be in here. They've made a mess of this Atalanta. Let's go. Embrace it. Come on, bro. You got to wait till you've got like 20 goals before you score from them kind of regions. And Atalanta are moving mad defensively. What is going on? Oh, my. Rudiger got aggressive for no reason. To be fair, it looked like they were both doing too much. Lookman not the answer for us at left wing. If we sold Trossard, Lookman's a good similar profile to bring in. I don't think he's a level raiser, but bring him in, man. Bring in anyone, man. And bro, he's nothing like Rashford. And Brazy's back. Oi, are you watching the game? Do you see that skill from Mbappe? He's back, man. Diaz, Vasquez, Tchouameni is playing as a centre half. Valverde gives it back to Tchouameni. Dani Ceballos. Boy. I know he doesn't play for Real Madrid anymore, but every time I watch Real Madrid and I see Dani Ceballos, I always think of Asensio. Where the hell is he? Where is Asensio? So he went PSG or something. I don't think I've seen you kick a ball in years. Is Jude Bellingham going to be offside here? Make some great third man runs. Appealing for a free kick, gets the free kick. It's only been 15 minutes, folks. Vasquez. Diaz. Again, Real Madrid have the lead. They're just going to be patient, knock the ball about. But again, it's this Atalanta system. It's the block of it's just the blocks that they're deploying is so amazing from a tactical point of view. Strikers bail you out of games, class, touch, and finish by Mbappe. Courtois, yeah, you're not on it, man. You keep going long. They've kept Vinicius quiet so far. I don't know how long that lasts. Valverde's header. Vinicius, I'm not sure what that was, but his fellow Brazilian who plays for the opposition team, Edison. Oh, yeah, that's wavy from Edison to keep possession. Arsenal have seen enough. I think we need someone who's more of an 8, but bring him. Could be part of a long-term replacement. Ball into the box by Atalanta. It's headed out. Diaz on the ball here. Does give it away cheaply, but has done very well defensively. It's finally here with Vinicius Jr. Let's see what he can do. He's down this left-hand side. Finds Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham is giving the ball away here. Well, it'd be a friend to Real Madrid, but I don't think he gets enough praise for the role he has in this Madrid team and the way he's taken. In contrast to Mbappe, to be fair, in the way Jude Bellingham's Real Madrid career has happened. Essentials at PSG getting a paycheck. Then, if it ain't the corner boys, I ain't peeping. Same decision making. Let's be honest, like Mbappe is a speed demon, but I don't know how you lot can sit there and honestly say you don't rate him, man. The guy is quality. Diaz. The guy is just a quality footballer. Like, there's not much more I can say about it. Like, he's a very good footballer. Vasquez. I can see why Real Madrid want Alphonso Davies and Trent Alexander-Arnold and a couple of other players. Silly foul to give away by Diaz. Surely he's going to go in the referee's book for that. See other games. Other scores, apparently it's 1-1 with Shakhtar and Bayern Munich, and Club Brugge are losing a 0-0 against Sporting Lisbon. Oh, that is fantastic defending by Rudiger, and rightly so. When you do tackles like that, you have to go mad at your teammates. If he doesn't get there, the Atalanta man has a tap-in. It's a great ball by Ademola Lookman, to be fair. Rudiger, the only one switched on really and truly in that back four. I think Mbappe, with his experience, could have went closer with that second effort. You'd be a fool if you think Atalanta are out of it. And they've got a corner for their troubles. Decent knock. Real Madrid have dealt with it. Vinicius Jr. just found Mbappe very early. It's 3 against 3, actually, killing Mbappe. I'm not going to lie, I didn't think you had it in your locker to give it back to Vinicius there, but here you go. Vinicius tries to play a pass with the outside of his boot. It does not happen. Real Madrid still have the ball, however. Good tempo to the game. Selfishly, you want to see more goals. His finishing is questionable for his level, though. Let's not pretend. Mbappe, 100%. 100%. You was at PSG too long. Like, and it's not even just a PSG thing in the league, and you need to be around things. I think you needed, Luis Enrique, you can't not say he's an elite coach, but I think you need to be in an elite environment. I think Mbappe is just a good player with several bad habits. But then you say that, you've worked with Neymar and Messi, and you've worked with some good coaches. Naturally, I think he's just clocked. I'm very quick, but yeah, his finishing could be a lot better. I know Mbappe's accomplished a lot and whatnot, but come on, you can never say this guy's the next Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry's decision-making at his age is different. And his decision-making anyways. I must admit, Mbappe, you do need to keep scoring though, because people are saying, boy, have you peaked early? Jude Bellingham is in love with these third-man runs. On this occasion, he can't get there. DG better than Mbappe? Never. Mbappe is limited to me. How? Limited. He's limitless. He can play the tight game. You don't really want to see it. You want to see him in open space, but he can do that. Vinicius Jr., that's a lovely turn. Brazil settings. And he's found Mbappe. He's going to show you what he's about. Killing Mbappe. Atalanta in possession, folks. Smash the like button. 19 minutes in, let's call it 20. And Atalanta could be in here. Ademola Lookman up against Tchouaméni. Ademola Lookman, D like a tear. To be fair, again, Rudiger's done well. He's got a touch on it, but it's a faint one. You can never be appealing for a penalty. You didn't want it in your heart. Good ball from Ademola Lookman. I actually felt he played the ball too early. People got to stop calling him the next TT, though. He doesn't have the minerals for that, but top class otherwise. When you watch other teams taking corners, you start to understand how good set piece FC are. Yeah, but the other fragments, Vinicius Jr. overplaying, giving it again to Atalanta. Every now and again, Atalanta are reminding Real Madrid that you might be leading, but we can cause trouble. Ademola Lookman doing quite well. Finds his left back. Nah, that delivery was terrible. If your teammate can keep it on and he saves some of your blushes. I'm really impressed by their number 15, Edison. He's played a good ball. And Edison's got it back here. He's gone for the shot. It is blocked. Atalanta are not out of it. They are not out of this. Edison's cold. You showed me enough. How much you want? 50 mil? I'll give you 70 for Ademola Lookman and Edison. And the cheeky Fabio Vieira loan. How's the TV going to turn off? And the cheeky Fabio Vieira loan. In hindsight, shouldn't have done the obligation for Tavares. Could have threw Tavares in. Martinelli on loan. Can do something. We just got to start buying wavy players, man. We don't have it. Well, we do have some. I was about to had to stop myself there. It was a weak shot. Big up DJ in the community. What's your favorite Arsenal YouTuber? Robert, shout yourself. My favorite. Myself still. Like myself. I get to talk to you people like you. Myself. But if I was excluding myself, there's a lot of good ones though, man. There's a lot of good ones. Like listening to Dan Potts. Alex on a different note. Harvey Gratian. There's couple, man. Hooks. There's couple, man. There's a lot, man. I don't really watch. Obviously, I watch Arsenal content for obvious reasons. Got to stay in the loop, but I watch other YouTubers, innit? So like my favorite football content creator. I can't lie, it's expressions. I know people will say he's Spurs and that, but like, bro, he's comedy gold, man. Like expressions is serious. Obviously, and the even better thing than like because I think expressions is talented is when Spurs lose, and obviously, naturally, as a football fan, you're in your feelings. Like it's all probably him. Excuse me, DG, forgot these man robbed 70 M's off United for Højlund. But I said Højlund isn't going to bang like that. I like Edison, man. This guy's on this all-action midfield thing. Sometimes he's doing the 6 thing. Sometimes he's doing the 8. Or not even, this is, you see when I see things like this, yeah? Kind of how Carlo Ancelotti plays and how Gasperini is. On one hand, before I say what I'm about to say, we can't act naive. Obviously, they're good coaches. It's an intelligent structure that you have to play collectively and individually. But to an element, and they've given Atalanta for what it's worth, giving the ball away. Vinicius has a lot to do, but he's down the left-hand side. He's lost his foot, and a couple of players have fallen over on this pitch. But as I was saying, pardon me, when I see systems like this, obviously there's tasks you have to perform. But I just think people just get too hung up on this is 8 or 6. He's doing a bit of everything. Like, you're a sensible midfielder. You know you have to defend. You know you have to go back and that. Why for fancy and oozing? That's crazy. Come on, how have you got it? We're all-inclusive platform, but you've revealed yourself. What's going on? You're moving crazy, man. Chester United settings over here. Anyways, Atalanta down this left-hand side. Not the best of balls to Ademola Lookman. Sheer perseverance. Ooh. Ceballos had hands all over Ademola Lookman in the Prem. That could be a pen still. Lookman's still got the ball. He's wavy. Doing all of that. Edison and Ademola Lookman. Let's go, man. And we will be watching Arsenal Monaco tomorrow. Harry is very bad. Shout out Harry. Shout out Harry. Shout out Deji as well. To be fair, Atalanta it's an even game. Now, Real Madrid have scored, and that's kind of all that matters at this point, but it's a fairly even game. Dare I say, obviously, the trade-off in quality between, on paper, Real Madrid's attacking options and Atalanta's options, they're no match. And maybe that clinicalness of Mbappe kind of sums that up. But beyond the goal, you could argue, and it didn't start like this, but you could argue Atalanta have had the more threatening shots. Now, I don't think they've done well enough in front of goal, or specifically in Real Madrid's box, but you get the point. And they've won it back here. Again, the last few moments, Real Madrid really suffering in terms of playing out from the back. It's games like this. Do you tell Mbappe to go left wing, where he's more reliant on pace than Vinicius, and he's more likely to try and get in scenarios where you're just running behind? just to keep Atalanta honest. Atalanta still have the ball here. Now, you have to give credit at this moment in time to Real Madrid's structure, but Atalanta are ballers, and I don't think Real Madrid are out of safety yet. It's here on this right-hand side. To be fair, the left back of Real Madrid, Fran Garcia's done well. Thought that was a Real Madrid throw, to be fair. He's giving it in the opposite direction. DG, create your backline for tomorrow, given the injuries. I hope Arteta has been telling little white lies in the press conference, and we see Calafiori and whatnot, and Gabriel. But if it's injuries, then it's probably going to be the same thing we saw in it. Given Monaco have a couple of injuries, and yes, it's Monaco, it's a Champions League, you can't write no one off, all of that stuff. If I'm honest, can Timber go right back? Can Lewis Skelly play left back? Probably have to play Timber, innit? Not Timber, Kivio. Centre half, still have to do the same thing. There's no world where we're going to see Rise. Don't even know if Zinchenko's fit. Like, you and Tommy love both. Well, I think people are quite harsh on Zinni, even though the role you've been playing at Arsenal, that should be you, if anything. And obviously, I'm more fond of Tomiyasu, but like, you lot are never about. Like, obviously, Zinchenko's not injured to the extreme of Tomiyasu, but you do get injured. It's just nobody sees it because, that would have been a cute little turn by Mbappe. Diaz has lost the ball. He's presented it straight back to Atalanta. I'm not going to lie. Di Catale, I don't rate his thing. I can't lie to you. He's a good player, of course, but he's too slow in terms of decision-making. Hype thing, man. Good player, though. Availability is inability. Tomiyasu and Zinchenko. I'll finish at this club, let's be honest. But I'd run a backline of Timber, Saliba, Rice, and Kivio. You could do. But then Arteta is somehow still going to play Partey, right? But Atalanta on this right-hand side. CD, Calate, he's just losing the ball all the time, man, or playing hospital passes for his teammates. To be fair, I thought Lewis Skelly would have come off the bench at some point against Fulham. He could have very well went right back, very well, but slap him left back because he's got, let's be honest, he's got a bit more courage than Kivio on the ball at left back anyways. Slap him there, put Timber over there, try and get, keep up that good little partnership Saka and Timber have been developing. Or forget that, Tierney goes out there, innit? And then Timber goes right back, and then we'll just have to, God forbid, if someone gets injured, we're just going to have to wing it. Real Madrid have won a foul here. Timber and Partey wasn't seen in training. I hope it's mind games, man. But imagine if just, because Arteta, sometimes he's been playing a quiet game. Sometimes we get surprised by players being active for a game. Sometimes we're shocked they're missing. But if we just assume that there's no dark arts and Timber and Partey aren't in training because they're not playing, that back line, what is it? Declan Rice has to go there. It has to be Declan Rice, Saliba. Lewis Skelly probably has to go right back or Satin, or left back or Satin. Kivio definitely has to play. Oof. Even the young Josh Nichols, Arteta was saying in the press conference, he's picked up a knock. You do have young Aiden Heaven, who can play centre back and left back. It'll be good for the young players to get experience, but boy, there's the depth. And then you remember a few weeks ago, you lot were cussing me for saying I wouldn't mind another defender. We need an upgrade on Kivio in that Kivio role. Good play from Atalanta here. I'm loving this beef between Rudiger and Di Lecare. Serious verbal. Apparently, it's 1-1 between Leipzig and Aston Villa. I genuinely think Arteta has a favouriting problem choosing players based on seniority over clearly solutions. Pardon me. Naturally. I mean, every manager's got favourites, which should be the ones that play well. You got to remember, whether it's right or wrong, humans are creatures of habits, and he's like all managers. When it works, you're great. He's stubborn to what he wants, and he's always going to play the ones that can kind of implement what he wants to do. Ederson of Atalanta has done some great defending, and you're right about the senior thing. But at the same time, that's naturally going to happen for all clubs. But for me, where I'm with you is on a normal day, yeah, but that quickly became irrelevant when we're at where we're at, where we've got question marks about our defense, our midfield, scoring goals in the final third, whatever we did or didn't do in the summer. Lewis Skelly and Ethan, for example, obviously we know you're young and you get the minutes where you can, but you two have shown me you're part of this. Like Lewis Skelly done very well mentally to cope with City and Liverpool and did well. Ethan's been doing what he's doing. So my point of saying that is to say this, bro. Everyone's an option now. You didn't expect maybe Lewis Skelly and Ethan to look this comfortable. Maybe didn't expect Tini to be at the club. Obviously didn't expect all these injuries, or we'd have a squad to cope with it. You've got to do what you're doing now. And how can we expect those young players? Not saying to start. I'm not do. Oh my God, off topic, people. Great bit. Hey, Ademola Lookman, a great bit of skill to make a yard of space for himself. The shot was terrible, but he earned that. He's living a movie, man. Ballon d'Or nominee, Europa League winner, scored a hat trick. Living, I'm sure where Atalanta is one of the nicer parts of Italy as well. No disrespect. Football's crazy. Lookman's a baller, man. Come a long way from trying to do Panenka penalties. A long way. Come a long way, respectfully, from Charlton, like. Good bit of build-up play here from Real Madrid. Tchouameni's done very well. Almost forgot he was a defender. Stopped making a forward option. Jude Bellingham's, in a good way, dilly-dallying on the ball. Rudiger. Hit the like button, amigos, and share the vid. One love. This is what I'm saying. Going off reports, which are the worst case scenario. What's your back four? Because that's a serious question. You know what? Put a gun to my head. Back four against Monaco. Rice Saliba. Timber, Lewis Skelly. But then you could go Rice Saliba, Timber, Kivior. But apparently Ballingham's not going to be there against Monaco. Monaco got some decent players. Is it a Ken or whatever? Obviously, I hope he has a crap game tomorrow. But yeah, he's good. They bought him from Antwerp. The Arsene Wenger derby tomorrow. We will be doing a watch along. Partey, Saliba, Kivior, MLS. You could go with Partey as well. But Partey weren't in training, so I was airing that. I was just going off what until we've told any different, which Arteta hasn't. I just assumed, obviously, Atalanta could be in here. Obviously, there would be no Tomiyasu, Benjamin White, Zinchenko, Gabriel. I'm definitely missing one, which I can't even remember. Calafiori. I was assuming that you aired all of that, which I hope some are back. That's a decent ball into the box by Atalanta. Tchouameni gets his head there. Not sure Edison's paid to try bicycle kicks. He hasn't. It's been thumped out by Real Madrid. It's been a good reaction to conceding from Atalanta. They're therefore win the game, but if I'm harsh, that added quality to obviously level the scoreline hasn't quite been there. Tierney's an option. I keep forgetting Tierney as well. Sorry. So, yeah, with what we know now, God, damn, you can't blame me for getting Tierney's at the club. So, assuming all the players we've heard are not involved, right? Oh, Timber right back, Tierney, Saliba. And then F it, Kivior, man. Just put Partey in midfield now, innit? Ha! Tierney, Timber, Declan Rice, Saliba. And then Jorginho, Moreno, Odegaard, or like I don't think he'll start Ethan, but Ethan you're not gonna have to make that happen. I don't even think Kivior's a bad player, just not levels, man. Like you don't have to be better. Obviously, we'd love an ideal world where we've got someone of the caliber of Saliba and Gabriel that's happy being second fiddle. But if you're not going to be better, there just has to be a level of reliability, and it's not quite there. Like it's not all Kivior. I don't think you're aggressive enough as a defender. I think you're okay at all. Great play from Diaz. I think you're okay at all the aspects of being a defender, but you're not outstanding of nothing. The most important thing for me with Kivior, away from the tactical side of stuff, is you don't look like a character. And Mbappe's on the floor, and not everyone has to have personality on a football pitch, but I do think the best players have that. And I think you look at half the quality centre backs, they've got an edge to them. They're nasty. Like Van Dijk, for his size, he could be a bully, but he's not a bully. He lets you know that you can't do anything, but he regulates the situation. Saliba and Gabriel, even Benjamin White, Timber's aggressive. They've got a bit of personality. Tomiyasu, when fit, is an anomaly because he's quite nice, but he in the most nicest way, he has got personality. Kivior ain't got that. And I think you need that in the Prem. Like half the best defenders, look, Sol Campbell, Tony Adams, Rio Ferdinand, all of them had that. I think we need to be nastier anyways, but I think you can't have nice centre-backs. You can't. Right. Shelney obviously was significantly better, but he was nice. That's why he got batted up bare playing for Arsenal and his head got slapped against Birmingham. Kylian Mbappe has actually been subbed for Rodrigo. Okay. Well, he scored though. You can't blame him. Blame nothing on my striker. Kivio has one mistake in him every game. Also not aggressive enough in duels. I'm not even trying to boy Kivio, yeah. Now, naturally, when we was going into the United game, as fans, it's Arsenal, Man United, you're a bit worried. But when you break down where Manchester United, with the greatest of respect, where they're actually at, they were never really going to trouble us defensively. For me, those are I actually think one of Kivio's best games a couple of years ago, we beat Chelsea, he was playing right centre-back, right? But half the time it's games that is one-way traffic where you don't have to do much. Like everyone's and I'm not trying to lead a hate campaign, but everyone's waffling about his pass for Trossard. Even me, I was doing the waffling. It's under no pressure. Anytime you've got to be able to do that anyways, and you're in the trenches, you're in a tough game like Fulham, you're in issues. And I think that his teammates know that. And I think with Mikel Arteta, obviously, I don't think Timber was good enough on the ball in the first half, right? The second half, he was better. That led me to believe Mikel Arteta shagged you because he's telling you don't get on the ball, right? Obviously, Gabriel, as well as being great from set pieces, aggressively, defensively, he offers something on the ball. He's another passing option. He's known to kind of force the issue. Dare I say, maybe not statistically, but even more than Saliba. So you've Timber's killed. Kivio, we're kind of just doing what we're doing. That's already 9 players now. David Raya's even going to have to do more passing. You've got 2 players of the starting 11, or better yet, 2 of the 10 players out on the field. So you're playing with 8 players. And then Odegaard and Saka are marked out the game. Half the job's done by Fulham. Partey's inverting. There's only so much he can get. Declan Rice, I think, was our man of the match, but he's not an 8. And in games like that, even though he had some chances and got an assist, come on. Playing into teams' hands. Oh, maybe everyone's deciding to stand with Cucurella after his events for Chelsea, but a number of players for both teams keep falling over on the floor. Fran Garcia with this throwing for Real Madrid. Feels weird. Feels like this is the first time in a while that we've actually seen Real Madrid in the final third. And we won't see them again if Fran Garcia is going to throw it straight to an Atalanta player. Mbappe is jarring to keep seeing Kalajinac playing Champions League football, bro. Damn. He ain't our problem no more. Allow him, man. Making it happen. Save those whose life as well. Let him do his thing, man. But yeah, it's funny how life works. He ain't done it today, but he makes no sense as a footballer. Because when you look at him, you think he's on the strongman thing, which he is. I'll never forget within the first 5 minutes of watching his debut. Can't remember who it was against. He tried to do a roulette. I was like, yeah, we've sat in the character, one of them ones. Vasquez. I wonder how. It's games like this, better yet, I should say. You wish he was in the dressing room of both teams. Jude Bellingham, is he going to get there? No, Jerome gets there and sweeps up. But Atalanta haven't exactly dealt with this. Danny Ceballos, surely he's fouled. Completely bundled over. Do you think Gabriel will be playing tomorrow? What is actually wrong with Gabriel? Is it the concussion thing? Was he carrying or not? Like, what's going on? Because he came off against Sporting. I'm sure he started against West Ham and then got subbed. You didn't play against United. You didn't play against Fulham. I don't know now, but he needs to be fit, man. And even going back to Kivio, just because we're watching a game that at the end of the day is being in Italy. Polish international that plays in Serie A as a defender. I'm expecting you to be a bit more polished in a lot of things. And how are you going to get there? Because you ain't got the personality and you're not going to get game time for Arsenal like that. Unless situations like now where there's injuries. Jude Bellingham. Hey, Rudiger, how? I'm making it sound a lot more easier than it actually was. But one thing Rudiger is, he's not Thomas Partey. He could have scored from ahead of there. He feels... I think you mean I feel the boss is just resting Gabby. Maybe if he's carrying a knock, but if we're just talking rest, like the gaffer is saying you need a rest, really? 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 I hear it against West Ham to a degree, but he must be injured. You're really not playing him now. Probably would have scored 2 set pieces with Gabriel at Fulham. Hopefully that's the case though, because we need him back. 5 minutes to go this first half, and Atalanta are still going forward. Braids came, man. Single plat's better yet. Mbappe gone. Mbappe scored and he's come off injured. Unfortunately, I can't hear the commentary. I'm not quite sure what's going on with Kylian Mbappe, but he's just gone down. Like the ball's gone out of play, he's gone down, and they've had a look. Corner kick to Atalanta, people. You know what? For us neutrals, Atalanta scoring be great. Ball into the box. Oh! Rudiger's done better in the defensive third for his header than the other one. Rudiger's having a decent game, to be fair with you. He's handling business. Youth League watch-alongs. I should, Is Arsenal playing? If Arsenal's on TV tomorrow, because we can't qualify out the Youth League, but if Arsenal's on TV tomorrow, then why not? Or on UEFA TV, because they kind of wing it. Today I watched Inter against Leverkusen. Leverkusen were all over them in the first half, and then Inter Milan did what typical Italian teams do and just wake up in the second half and turn it on. Also watched Dynamo Zagreb Celtic, to be fair. The pitch they were playing on was horrible. Ademola Lookman on this left-hand side takes on Vinicius, tries to take on the next man. It doesn't work. Vinicius trying skills, which would have been a great bit of skill. Oh, he's got it back now. Would have been in trouble. He's done better there. Diaz, there's no foul. Jude Bellingham's got them out of that. Great skill from Jude Bellingham. His job for Real Madrid goes so unnoticed. The ball to Vinicius was not the best, but it's got there regardless. The sad thing for Vinicius, he's only got Rodrigo and he's essentially by himself. You're not fouled. Tried to do skills. Vinicius is acting. I can't lie, that's not a free kick. Yeah, I'm even mad. Well, at the Google thing was saying that Gabby had a knock. Miss Gabriel, man. Like clearly, we just need our best players available, man. Like this D Calatea guy, he's good, but he's scared today, man. He's stinking up the place, people. Honestly, there's a Salzburg under 19 striker that's brazy. Do my research, man. Haven't really seen much of Salzburg in the in the Chief League, to be fair. Leverkusen got some players, man. Can't remember the guy's name, but they got one guy that used to play for Cologne, like Wirtz, plays in a similar role, like Wirtz. Still hot and cold, has a long way to go. Jude Bellingham. They got a couple players, man. Never know quite how careers are going to pan out, but decent ones. And tomorrow's actually the last day of the Youth League. There's not 2 extra fixtures like this format. Appreciate that, final was. Kivio is one of those Fabio, like we probably picked up before they proved they're good enough. Probably not ready because Kivio looks like he needs games. Fabio looks like he needs games. It's the mentality, man. I think it's just more the profile in hindsight for Fabio Vieira and Mikel Arteta. I just think it's more the profile Fabio Vieira where we're at with Fabio and the injuries and whatnot. Mikel Arteta beginning to kind of maybe not misprofile him, but misprofile him because in the little minutes he got, he only really played right wing. And if Fabio Vieira was anything like Bernardo Silva, for example, I think you've got your player if something's going on with Odegaard. So I just don't. I think the manager discovered very early I don't trust you, and I'd just rather pursue other things. But yeah, got him. Started eating the curry goat before it was ready, and definitely for Kivio. Lookman's done very well. No, he's offside. Mbappe is back. He is, and then he got injured, man. Fabio needs gym big time. Yeah, I just don't think you're either not ready or you're not ready for the Prem now. And I also feel defensively he didn't do enough, and I think Mikel Arteta shares the same because a couple of times you go to the Emirates and Fabio's there, he absolutely bollocks him. Sesko looking like a proper fraud. Rashford for sale now. Mbappe scores. You don't find that suspicious. Every time I think Man United fans couldn't be more shameless, you find a way. Like crazy. Having a player who's 99% considered a trigger myops and trying to do bits in the Premier and Champs is meaty. Naturally, like I do think that. obviously Zini, I think it's different to Kivio, but naturally, when you've got like 10 other sturdy players and Zinchenko, you know you need to target him. And like with Kivio. And then obviously when Kivio's not gonna and I hear it, he can't pass, so don't give him like under pressure, so don't put him in scenarios with that. You're asking the others to force it a bit. There's been a minute of added on time. Adabola Lookman on this left-hand side. What can he do? He's got possession. To be fair, he started off slow, but he's risen to the occasion now, and he's decided to dribble past like 20 players. Edison's done very well. There's some very good technical footballers on show today. Is there one last attack for Atalanta? It could be. They're working it well, but again, the white shirts of Real Madrid are standing firm in their system. And unless they can do something in the next 20 seconds, it's gone. Kolasinac, go on, my boy. 15 seconds on the clock. Atalanta down this left-hand side. Okay, Kolasinac, movie. Oi! It's a pen. Tchouameni, you rubbed out. Tchouameni, you rubbed out. Boy, 15 seconds on the clock. Tchouameni, Kolasinac. Look, who said it makes you vex watching him in the champs? He's part of the big time. That's big Kolasinac, FA Cup winner. I think a yellow card for Tchouameni is harsh though, Gaffer. I might call him a Gaffer ref. I think that's very harsh. There's no need to bring out a yellow card, but can't tackle like that. It's a good bit of play from Kolasinac. Or did he? Oh, wait, did he trip over his own foot? Oh, Kolasinac, you thought that's a Zang. I can't lie, VAR has to have a look. That's a Zang. He's tripped over his own boot. Dark art's gone wrong. That's a shag. VAR not having a look. Surely. D. Lacatera scumbag Atalanta back in the game. And to be fair, they've reacted to conceding. They deserve it. Real Madrid not getting decisions with UEFA. This is crazy. We really are in the metaverse. Really? Really? If I was connected to Real Madrid, I'll be fuming. I can't blame the ref for calling it because, to be fair, I thought it was a pen in real time, but he's falling over his own foot. He's clipped his own foot. Boy. Surely. That's a shag. See, and that is the end of the half, people. What have we made of this so far? That is a shag. That's a serious pen kick. I can't lie. He got zanged, but why didn't VAR interact? Isn't that why it's here? I mean, tell me why. I've probably said that a million times throughout since VAR has been introduced. But yeah, in real time, 100% thought it was a penalty. You can't sit here and cap. Like, it looked like a penalty. The replay, Kolasinac is a good bit of play from him, but he's fallen over. He's literally tripped himself. I can't blame Atalanta. They probably deserve a goal. It's the ref's decision. And I don't know why VAR didn't get involved, but they didn't. But damn. Boy. Not a pen. Cola fell over his own feet. Raya better than Courtois. My keeper saved the pen against Atalanta. Smashed the light. Boston, big up yourself. It is 1-1 at halftime. Madrid paid all their available funds and Mbappe, they can't afford a ref no more. Damn. I was trying to jinx Real. See why you don't be bad man in life. Maybe a dumb question, but did Arteta misprofile Havertz and Rice? Well, I think I can't say the Declan Rice experiment isn't working, but it's not really working to Declan Rice's full capabilities. I don't think you've misprofiled Kai Havertz, or maybe you have because he's doing a lot better up front. But I just think it's square pegs in round holes. So yeah, it is. What's going on with Vlahovic? Or it's been short-term fixes that have gone on too long, if I'm honest with you. Like, there are games where maybe you could get away with Kai up front, Rice in the 8, or maybe a couple. But it just feels like short-term fixes just kind of stay forever. Tchouameni did touch him, but soft. If he did touch him, then whether it's soft or not, I guess the conversation becomes where if there's actually contact, then it is a penalty. That was the quickest pen decision I've seen. Could be. Real Madrid 23rd in the league as it stands. Boy, you see why finishing in the top 8 is serious. Turkish said we make our stopgaps the main options. There you have it. And that's kind of why I echo when I say we take rotation dons and then put them on a bigger scale. And they don't necessarily do bad, but we're surprised when we can't get over to a certain level. Havertz was a massive mistake. We failed up. Well, Arteta failed upwards with that. And not to discount Havertz, but it's like, I wonder, you look at Granit Xhaka, right, in that 8, and Kai Havertz when he was playing in midfield. I'm sure there's similarities somewhere, but they're two very different footballers. It's going to sound mad to say, but if you're not asking Kai to kind of muck in and do literally the basics of a footballer, you kind of want him to be, he's kind of better off the ball, and he's almost like a final action player or second to final action player, at least in this Arsenal system. Granit Xhaka's typically involved in all phases of play, and like Xhaka's a lot more cultured on the ball. So what was we going with? Like, did we just think Kai Havertz's career in midfield was just going to be match of the day highlights, just running behind and scoring? I said Atalanta was not fazed by the Madrid goal, always in the game. Havertz been all right to me. Our problems are that the players brought for the striker have been a waste. I hear that. Trossard and Jorginho were supposed to be stopgap short-term and backups. Now we're starting them going into 2025. The recruitment has been awful. A lot of stagnation, man. I don't mind Rice as an 8. He does recover the ball high up the pitch for a quick counter/attack turnover. Having him sit as a sole 6 is a good waste of his talent. I hear that, and they're the only things I hear. Like, yeah, the engine and whatnot. But surely there's a role for him where he just looks a bit better. And to be honest with you, I think his best games for Arsenal have been his better moments have been in the 8. But I think his better 90 minutes, 9 times out of 10, they've been him in the 6. And come on, man, you see how like Odegaard's not necessarily the best defensive in the team, but he presses. If you get a wavy 8 that can do that, Arteta's redundant. Like if we had Bruno Gomes, you could even alternate between them. I don't think Arteta's fixed the midfield. Like I think you bought Rice. There was injuries. There was, there's been other things. He's probably played his best football at the club. Actually, ironically, you might be right with Rice in the 8-ish and then Jorginho. But there's just so many unanswered questions at the club, and we fix a couple stuff, and then before you know it, there's a lot more other areas to address. What's going on here? Hello? Have I frozen? People, I can't lie, I'm a bit parched. Let me go and refill my water bottle. I'll be back in a sec. We've seen 2 very decent goals today, so why not another one? Smash the like button if you haven't.
Against this right back, Charlie, definitely.
Back again, folks. Atalanta is so good to watch, man. I'm not gonna lie, the Italian league's been very entertaining. Very entertaining, like AC Milan versus Atalanta. I'm having Rafael. I maintain he's overrated, but there's something to work with, man. That's who I'd mark. That's when people say let Arteta do his magic, yeah, and work with players. I'm more on the Leao thing than Rashford. Because people sit here and they talk about, Dennis Bergkamp's fortunes changing at Arsenal, obviously prior to Wenger, and Thierry Henry's and then Elkins and that. But these guys still got potential, They're still wavy. It's just, yeah. Kai was on the run at the beginning of the season, then got put in midfield. Arteta's issue is messing the players about. Exactly. And this is where I think you need balance, because I think there's so much things I like about Arteta. I love how he. Sorry for talking my mouth full. I'm hungry, people. I rarely do this. I'm actually hungry, man. Can't wait to have my chicken soup after this. But I love how he thinks about the opposition. He thinks about every eventuality. And obviously, I'm not happy with drawing. We've spoken about the negatives, but then watching the game again and looking at it, his words kind of got lost in concentration and he's moving mad. And I don't really care about it, but we did stifle them. But I don't care about that because, and again, no two games are the same. Wolves, who can't buy a win, pack them in 4-1. And I do think people that support Arsenal, that, look at XG and field tilts and all of these things without context or just to do positive copium, felt at a football game. It's not good enough. It doesn't really matter if you've got possession and all these other things in your favor. You need to get 3 points. 9 times out of 10, those law of averages mean not just us, but people win. But the one time it doesn't, which this is a season of fine margins where you get it, we missed out last year by 2 points. These are the things that are harming us against Fulham. And I don't think there's a proper plan B. And like you lot are saying, doing too much. Rice is just clunky. I think some people hate him, man, because I think, unpopular opinion, I think Rice was our man of the match against Fulham. Yeah, we can talk away from the misprofiling. I don't like Partey at right back. There's plenty of issues, but we had bigger issues than Thomas Partey at right back. But yeah, square pegs and round hole. Liverpool on top form for both the champs and the Prem table. Shout their consistencies, man. Hit the like, people, and share the video around road to 70k subscribers. Arteta's PTSD after our capitulation ended 2022-23. It could be that, but then again, cool, that because we've actually got 2 problems. Obviously, everybody's talking about set piece FC, chance creation, which we are creating chances. There's just something missing in the final third, which what that is, I couldn't tell you. Arteta needs to source that. But when you've got that, when you've got the questions about midfield, and forget the defenders, or don't forget the defenders, the whole team, we've dropped off a cliff defensively from the start of the season. So what are we really good at? Now we have to count our blessings. We're still in some conversation for the league. But again, if and what is most likely, you don't win the league, can't. Is what it is. Can't act surprised. There's something missing in the final third. There's a couple of things. But again, even if we woke up and cool, people don't want Martinelli and Trossard and these guys to play. Cool, you get Nico Williams, Kudus, whatever you want. You get Gyökeres, Isaac, whoever in place of Kai Havertz. Yeah, they might be able to score some goals and bail us out. But are we looking like a team that you can say, you know what, bit more quality, we're gone? Because I remember when we first started trying to rate Mikel Arteta's defensive outlook, where we play all right for 70 minutes, one player would do dumb stuff, or Mustafi or Socrates and these other shit dons would do shit things. When we was doing that, you could see what you're doing and say, okay, cool, he just needs better players for that. It's not a guarantee. When I see games like last year against West Ham, or when we created bare chances against Liverpool in the FA Cup and we're not converting, yeah, great. But yeah, got a lot of issues, man. Big up American Gunner. Lateness is greatness. Liverpool were not good against Girona. I watched the game. Pardon me. How do we go from man like Sanchez to Martinelli, just pace merchants with no tech running around like headless chickens? Another midfielder, an out-and-out striker, and we're gone. I can't lie. An out-and-out striker would boost us. A number 8, a different profile, would be amazing. Another attacker out wide would be even better. Unpopular opinion. Obviously, we need to sort out what we're doing with the goalies, but unpopular opinion, I think we need another defender. I do. A lot of you don't trust Kivior for that for a proper part of the season, right? Don't trust Kivior. Tommy's never fit. Zinni's not trusted / never fit. Benjamin White, he gets injured, in trouble. Gabriel in trouble. Saliba in trouble. Calafuri cold, cannot really stay fit. Timber cold, calm. Need the next one, man. We got Lewis Skelly for getting involved in it, but probably need another one. City dealing with 130 legalities and form is off the cliff, and Arteta can't take advantage. Slot said, "I'll help myself. Thank you very much." Credit to them. Question marks for us. Why did Arteta sleep on Sancho for 20 million? Must be the wages, but I don't know. In hindsight, boy, I wish I had an answer for you. He abandoned his style completely after he lost the 2 title races. I wouldn't mind a midfielder as long as it's an attacking midfielder, someone like Verts, in brackets, one can hope. Liao is not going to track back and Arteta is going to lose his head. And these are the things. Like, if Arteta could get through to him, great. But Liao's one of those players where you love him one weekend, you hate him the other, if I'm honest with you. Like, exaggeration, but he's them players in Sunday League that you could score from 40 yards, but then you could be anonymous the next week. I think the raw tools are there, and I'd like I said, I'd entertain that over Rashford, but I'm not sure, man. DG, it's not an unpopular. We all agree Zinni and Tommy are gone. Kivior ain't levels. We're going to need 2-3 defenders real soon. Just pray we could get a clean run from Tommy. Kudus would be amazing in January, but we need to wake up, man. I hope I'm wrong. I'll be the first one to apologize, but does anyone really and truly in their heart expect to wake up and see that we've signed Kudus in January? Like, we're gonna do the most in January, really. You know, you hear we're going for Kudus. I'm not saying you're saying this, but based on reports, Yokorez, Kudus, this guy, that guy, the third. I hope we sign someone in Jan, but I can't say I'm holding my breath. They say it's 70 mil. I mean, we didn't get these players, and you could argue we're bidding for players for no reason, but we tried to get Caicedo in Jan. Thank the Lord we didn't, but we tried to get Modric. Tried to get Vlahovic. Where's the budget from the summer? Because we can't spend all of it. And if you did spend all of it and got that, it's crazy. So you could, but and I'm not saying it's wrong, but we're that kind of club, and we've definitely got it wrong many a time. But it just feels like for Arsenal to sign players, they've got to be 99% sure. That's got to tick. And I'm not saying that's bad necessarily, but it just feels like it's got to tick every box. And I think some fans get caught up in that loop as well, man. Like, when the team when they say there's no players out there. I don't know when Ademola Lookman joined Atalanta, but nobody was rate the casual viewer does not rate Ademola Lookman more than they have in the last 3 years max. Last 2 years he had to be somewhere. That the wrong guy was at Middlesbrough. Don't know where Edison was, but this looks like where you've made your name. They grabbed Coop Miners, who they've sold to Juventus from Holland. Forget the name brand. There must be guys out there. Like, fair enough. If we were a prime treble winning City side, Barcelona side, Invincible side, I'd say cool. You might not be able to improve, but really, we really can't. We really can't find players with the scope to grow, because we talk about doing this youth project thing as well. I'm not saying I want that, but not too many of our players are old like that. Obviously, the senior ranks would be Sterling, Jorginho, Partey, probably missing one out. But Saliba's just turned 23. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Saka the same. Odegaard's a couple years above them. Kai's in his prime statistically. Gabriel's not the oldest of centre halves. Raya's probably one of the oldest. So if we're doing that, there must be guys. Half these players that we sit and we waffle and we see linked, they had to be somewhere. Like, come the summer, we're gonna get linked with someone that neither you nor I know. Like, they've got to be somewhere. Diaz tries to find Vinicius Jr. Vinicius Jr. being stinky at the moment, I'll be real. What's your thoughts on this Victor Rez guy from Palmeiras? I can see the deal happening. Not if Chelsea trump us. Development signing, I'm all for that. Looks a bit raw in many aspects, but looks like a good centre-back. Caicedo always gets away with blatant Reds luxury. He won't have at Arsenal. Had he signed for us, kick shin pads, but gets plaudits because of a few line-breaking passes. They're a rarity here. I can't lie, West Ham are in the trenches. Right now, I see they take a big... Oh, sorry, Atalanta. Oh. Sorry, I can't lie. West Ham are in the trenches. I see they take a big check for Kudus in Jan and they splurge it out to try to save their season. They can hack Somerville and Bowen on the flanks. Can they? Because Kudus in his own way, he's a match winner. Like, he's Like Chelsea got Cole Palmer. We've obviously got Bukayo Saka. Liverpool got Mohamed Salah. For them, that's a match winner. Match winner being 3 points. You never know if this FFP stuff is crazy, but yeah. The left-hand side is low touch, so they are not showing up. What's new, Marty Trossy? What's new, Marty Trossard go missing anyways? We don't play down the left. And Arteta's got to arrest that, man, because as much as we criticize the players, which is true, like if everybody's stinking up the place down the left, Alvarez came out of nowhere. Exactly. John Duran was in MLS. The guys are there. Like I again can't sit here and say, sorry, people. I can't sit here and say, oh, sign this guy, that guy, and the other. But you lot are literally paid to find players. You're literally. We always hear when one market shuts one, this one. There's got to be scouts of various different profiles. I personally think there's some of the Cronky said, you know what, I've spent some peas and we've not got too much bang for the buck. I do think there was a focus on outgoings this window. Rightly or wrongly, as a fan, I don't want to hear that. Of course, I want signings that was going to push us. But I genuinely think they did that. Because imagine, think about it. You're Mikel Arteta, if you're Cronky, rightly or wrongly, yeah, and Arteta says to you, I need some peas to get a centre mid. Wait, one sec, people, I'm coming back. Think about it logically, yeah? Now, take your love for Arsenal and wanting us. Where is my juice as well? This is what I'm trying to find. Oh, there you are. Imagine you're the Cronkies, yeah? Rightly or wrongly, take off whatever contempt or praise you have for them and your fan cap of wanting to be the biggest and baddest and win the Premier League champ. Think about it. You've given this man a new deal. Rightly or wrongly, I'm not trying to catch anyone else out here, people. You've given a man a new deal. You've seen him spend peas. You've let him rip up contracts. You've done all of this, specifically on the summer before last. Imagine Arteta says, I need money for a midfielder. I'm going to be like, hang on a minute. You was telling me 65 million for Kai Havertz. He can play centre mid. He can play up front. 100 million on Declan Rice. A couple of years ago, you bought Fabio Vieira, mate. I'm sure Jorginho was signed fairly recent them times as well. What are you talking about? Make it happen. I'm giving you X amount of budget. You want to do this with your team, false nines, inverted fullbacks, like Turkey says, negative nines, bro. You make it happen. You told me to, give certain players new contracts. Make it happen. And unless I don't think the Kroenkes are, but imagine they're just tapped into football like that, and they say on top of the midfielders at the time, bro, Smith Rowe can play there, Fabio Vieira could play there. That would have been the summer. I could be mixing this up, but I'm sure way before Ethan was in the first team like that, I'm sure he came on against Brentford. Plus, you got a young player coming through. What's going on? Make it happen. Like, we can't act like... And again, not every club can get the signings right. I applaud Mikel Arteta for, Gabriel Magalhaes, Thomas Partey when fit, Tomiyasu generally. Maybe you can argue these guys are injury prone, but they've been good signings for us. Benjamin White at the time, and to a certain point, Aaron Ramsdale. What we're now seeing with David Raya. Who else is there? I think you're going back to that conversation about squad players playing on a regular basis. I think Trossard's been okay. Probably shouldn't have signed Jorginho, but in hindsight, in the role he's got, I think that's calm. I think you can question how you can have healthy criticism of Declan Rice and question mark where Arteta's playing him, but I think that was a good signing. But then you look at the others, and it's not necessarily his fault, but he was telling me sign Gabriel Jesus. I might have been devil's advocate again with the Cronkies. Gabriel Jesus, I hear he's a good player, but you're telling me you need a striker. That's why you wanted Vlahovic. When I'm looking at his statistics, he's not a bagsman like that. And you're saying, yeah, no, I'll grab him. You got that. And just say, just assume they were tapped in like that, the Cronkies. Like, what are you doing with the attack? Why, based on the statistics, why should I, like what I was saying, why should I give you money to buy, rightly or wrongly, why should I give you money to buy a striker? Because it looks to me that if a striker signs, it'll just be a shiny new toy, kind of drowning, or they won't be playing to their full potential. Nah, man, Tommy, yeah, we're here with Tommy now, but I think Tommy's generally been a good signing for us. It was a good signing. He's got injured, and again, not every player is going to be here forever, and we're going to develop and stuff. Maybe it's down to the medical room, but I'm not, for what's happened to Tommy or Zinchenko or Gabriel Jesus, you all got us to a point. But when it's time, the very things we heard about evolution and adopting and all of this, the same way you did it to Ramsdale, the same way you did it to Tierney, the same way you did it to a couple players. Where is that? Ozil was playing at one point. You said that's not the thing no more. Lacazette was one of the first names on the team sheet at a point. That weren't the thing no more. FA Cup Pepe used to get a couple minutes, so that sometimes needs to be shown. Where this game's concerned, the second half has started well. Rodrigo's, you can never doubt these players, but he's been a bit quiet. And I like, for what it's worth, Vinicius completely barged off the ball. Edison's been great today, man. Sometimes you're never sure players will adapt, but he looks like he'll have no problem in the Prem. I don't think Collagen actually moving mad. The pass has got there. I'm not comparing him to Gomares, but there's Gomares kind of things there. But then for every one of that, look, you got the Lokongas, you've got somebody signed Brunison. You've been allowed to sign a lot of goalies. You know, you got Fabio Vera, you got Lokonga, you got Tavares, you got, even though it's only 3 million, you got 3 million on Marquinhos. What's going on? You got to hold that. Like, if you're, and again, going back to what I said about a midfielder, if Mikel Arteta, if you're the Cronkies, being devil's advocate, and Mikel says, again, I want to sign a midfielder in January. But like, what do you mean? You just bought the guy from Sociedad. So maybe it's about how Arteta's governing the squad and patterning it and knowing when to update just the system, not only the system, but the players. This is why I always say, when you break it down, some people can probably be blamed for more. That's great play from the full left-sided fullback of Atalanta. And likewise from Lookman to avoid people. Atalanta are such a good team. But it's their striker again. He scored the penalty. He's been fouled. He's the one letting them down. John Duran just scored another banger. Summer move for him. We need to test the waters and have conversations. Smash the like button if you haven't. I wish we had signed Lookman in the summer. We can't even go for him during Jan because Atalanta are in a good place in the league and Champions League, the top of Serie A. Lookman's gone for the shot. Courtois is saved. Speak of the devil. Yeah, Arteta got to make it work. This is the best we've been thus far. And that's why for the rebuild and all of that, but those fine margins, which obviously Mikel Arteta's never been a manager, right? Out and out. And I do think sometimes when I look at Maresca and Slot and anyone else, that experience that they've got, and maybe even Xabi Alonso, because, you know, they're them new managers, I think that makes the difference, right? But where you look at the hard part for Mikel Arteta, obviously you can argue fine margins are the hard part, but you've rebuilt the club. You know, people can laugh about, you know, the dog called win and the lights and all the mad things Arteta does and bringing in this coaching staff and getting rid of that player and process this and process that. Whatever you've done, you've got us to a point now. But that's the harder thing to do. Bro, you've been at City. Like, you've seen the statistics and what you do specifically to win a Premier League title. Let's not focus on anything else. To win a Premier League title. What's going on? You've been there. Fair enough, you weren't the head honcho, but you've been there. That should be, like, it's not the easier part, but that should be surely this should be the easier part now. Or somewhat. Half yard, boy, what a player. Brest are going to finish top 8 and PSG Madrid won't, mad. Funny how football's going. Big up Inner Circle evening. How's this game going? It's quite good, actually. There's a good tempo. There's a lot of space. I think Atalanta have given as good as they've got. Bit of a contentious penalty. First time round, did think it was one. Watching the replay, some of you are saying there was a little bit of contact. It looked like Kolasinac to me tripped over his own foot, and I don't know why VAR didn't get involved. Score-wise, you know, for seeing mad goals and crazy mistakes, it's not entertaining in that regards. But in terms of organic football, players playing just football, the art that we love, very good watch. The weirdest thing is Arteta clearly never signed Havertz to play up front, so I assume he trusted Jesus. It's right, but and I sound like a know-it-all, which I'm not. I've never been a manager. Oh, Real Madrid have scored. Blink and you miss it. How has Vinicius managed to score there? That's why these players are crazy, man. He's not really done much all game. A moment of brilliance. I'm sure Gasperini won't be happy with how Atalanta defended for that moment, but sometimes you have to, I believe, make a bit of an allowance for quality players. Credit to Jude Bellingham, credit to Diaz as well. Edison, who I've been praising, it's ricocheted off him. Been praising you all game. You've had a good game. It's ricocheted off him as they've tried to clear it. Vinicius Jr.'s in the right place at the right time. And in a good way, he's almost misstruck it with his left peg. He's hit it first time, and that's helped him. And the most important thing is, it's in the back of the net. Havertz, Rice, Moreno combined cost more than 200 million, and I cannot fathom it. So there you have it. And I'm not against these profiles or necessarily things he wants to do, but you're taking the squad players or the short-term fixes and making it long-term. So is there really pressure? It's all coulda, woulda, shoulda. But who knows, man? Do you think Arteta wants a striker that stays in the box? He has Kai and he's telling him to be everywhere but the box. He could change it, but no, I don't think so. I think he wants someone of that ilk. It would be nice to have an organic striker, but you can't have everything in life. I don't think Moreno was a useless signing. I think he's good for the squad, but you needed to sign at 8 as well. But you didn't. So this is what we're relying on. And one thing that annoys me about Arsenal, we never have the replacement for the replacement already ready. Like, you could argue, you look at Liverpool, and I'm sure I'm not making this up. You know, you had Matip, who at a time, I'm sure it was Matip and Van Dijk. That was the first choice defensive partnership. Kanate was there, ready to step in. That's why going back to that summer, you lot know me, and I got a lot of banter for it. I wanted Lavia when we got Rice. I wanted both of them. But in hindsight, you know, the Kai Havertz experiment was happening. We don't have the next party for the next party, or the younger Jorginho. We don't have them ready. And I only say them because they're on the other side of, like, they're kind of older. We wait until it's evidently clear you need to be thinking long term to, like, oh, let's do it. That's a great ball over the top. Jude Bellingham's been making these third man runs a lot. Can he get a shot away? Great play from Bellingham. They say Jude Bellingham is not wavy. I need to find out who played that pass for Jude Bellingham. He had a lot to do. Bellingham is cold. Bellingham is cold, and he deserves that. He deserves that. I'm not going to lie. Declan Rice, I'm sorry to give you this straight, but it's like Mikel Arteta watches Madrid and he wants Declan Rice to do that. Jude Bellingham is sick, mate. Some of you tried, repent for your sins. Some of you tried to lie that this guy wasn't good. Who's played that pass? Is it Vinicius? From deep. That's a ball from Vinicius. It's poor defending by Atalanta. Jude Bellingham's just done the right thing. He just brought the ball under. He's been invited on his left foot. He's teed himself up. He struck it. It's in the back of the net. And Real Madrid have a bit of a cushion now. He's dropped his shoulder. It's a very good goal. This guy's sick, man. Mbappe, Bellingham, and Vinicius Jr. with the goals. Boy, I know I said earlier there wasn't goals. There is now. Currently, Moreno is behind Rice, Partey, and Jorginho. Make it make sense. Is it a matter of him going into the first team next year, or we sign another midfielder? Should have signed one. You should have got Moreno for the squad and signed an upgrade, but he didn't. So now Moreno has to play. Moreno ain't it for me. He's too slow. Jude been quietly having a great game. Bellingham's been very good today, man. Very good today. There won't be any highlights beyond the goal and maybe a couple of cute touches. But for those of us, and big up yourselves because you're here, it's been a beautiful game of football. Ademola Lookman, who's half done puff but not brought nothing. Kolasinac down the left-hand side. Kolasinac actually earned the penalty if you're just tuning in for Atalanta. Atalanta actually have the ball in Real Madrid's box. At what point are they going to throw the kitchen sink at it and maybe commit more men forward or even commit their back three? But again, when you've got the pace of Rodrigo, Vinicius, Bellingham making late runs, you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Good bit of skill from Edison. I mean, Edison switched off for one of the goals, but he's really impressed me. Atalanta have had 4 attempts on target. Madrid have had 5. Rudiger's done very well there. There's not enough Real Madrid shirts. Vinicius Jr., that run, it was dead. I can't blame Rudiger for going home. There's no forward options. Atalanta captain has had a nightmare today. Shocking defending. Good evening, DG Facts. We never have the replacement ready, so always fall 1 or 2 players short. I still hope for a striker in Jan. Stranger things can happen. We can be hopeful, Mike, but I wouldn't hold my breath. I want to be wrong, though. I just find an 8, man. Yeah, I would love a blockbuster 8, and I can't tell you any low-key 8s to sign, but just find someone that can play ball. Some of the Arsenal players we hold in the highest regards are not necessarily, well, and have held in the high regards in previous years, haven't been household names. I'm not asking us to be Brighton or anything like that. And I don't really care if you sign stars or unknown entities as long as they work. But who do we really sign that's not known like that? Gabriel Magalhaes, you could throw that in. Well, I mean, people are watching at Lille, but for us, that's a relatively low-key one. Like everyone had an opinion on David Raya. Everyone had an opinion on everyone had an opinion on David Raya. Everyone had an opinion on Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, you know, all of these guys. To a degree, Odegaard as well, even Danny Ceballos when we got him on loan. Fair enough, Tommy. Fairly unknown. Timber was playing champs, which I'm not against it, but we used to find Brazilian strikers that are playing for Croatia. We used to. Heleb was playing, like Heleb is from Belarus. I think he was playing in Germany. Like interesting players with crazy paths. Like just find some ballers. Look at the Atalanta team. Some of these guys never heard of. It's 3-1 to Real Madrid. I wonder if things can change. As Mark said, stranger things can happen. One thing both teams, I mean, ultimately Atalanta have conceded 3 times in it, but both teams have been kind of switched on defensively. Saying that, Real Madrid could be in here. Is Bellingham going to get a brace? Waiting for him to pull the trigger, you're never going to get a pen there. You could never be looking for that. Don't know why he didn't pull the trigger. And Atalanta have a counter-attack here. It's 4 against 2. 2 Atalanta players against 4 Madrid ones. It's here with Lookman. The move is slowed down, dead from Lookman. Still having Lookman, but yeah. Oh, Valverde trying to be cute and clever and is giving it straight away. Can't keep up with this commentary. Ademola Lookman skips past Ceballos. Tries to skip past Valverde. Actually tried to find an Atalanta man. Run a poll. Knowing what we know now, would you sign Kai Havertz today for 65? Same for Rice. I probably would have still bought Declan Rice, you know. I don't know who, but yeah, I wouldn't have been against shopping for that similar kind of profile for a lot less. Nah, I mean, Kai's been all right. If anything, I kind of rate the move a bit more now, but I still wouldn't sign Kai Havertz because you're good for the squad, but like, and I don't care how much you cost necessarily or your wages. It's not coming out my bank balance, but the piece could have been spent elsewhere. Like, we're still talking about striker, like, or we could have got that 8. Oh, Atalanta, that's good play. And Courtois had to make a save. Pardon me. I would still buy Havertz. It's just Jesus and Zinchenko I wouldn't buy. Unpopular opinion, I would have still bought Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko because they've contributed a lot more, respectfully. Like, you got us at the system. I wouldn't have bought Havertz for 65 million, though. Hey! Ademola Lookman's pulled one back. He heard me. I said, you need to turn up in games like this. And he's done it. This man's living a movie. A man has scored against Real Madrid. He's playing Champions League football. His team, you know, on top of the Serie A. He not only won a Euros trophy, but you scored in it. A hat-trick at that. Football can be a movie, man. Vasquez not done good enough. To be fair, Lookman's just bought a raffle ticket. And they say keepers should never be beaten like that at the near post. I don't know where you lot are at. Could Courtois have done better? Who knows? I think we can now label this a 5-goal thriller as it's Real Madrid 3, Atalanta 2. And it's going to be interesting, man. As I said at the start of this watch-along, it's lovely when a game, and I said I hope, and I was excited, I hope this game lives up to what it could be on paper. And very rarely do you see that in football. We are seeing it now. Atalanta are charging forward looking for an equaliser. And Rudiger's done well. You could never be saying that's a foul. Soon as we buy Jesus and Zinchenko, City get cold feet about selling to us. True, because we came lit. When was the last time we saw that on the left? Trust. Lookman keeping Madrid busy. How many times I've seen Madrid look over their shoulder? You think Martinelli causing these problems? Nah. Diaz, Lookman, there's players there, man. Could have signed Lookman. Santi came out of nowhere and is a fan favorite. He was a fairly known entity, but still, like, he was just doing his thing in La Liga. It's either got to be this crazy mythical player to address areas that we ain't signed, or we just go out and sign household names anyways. There is, and I know he wanted to leave. Sorry, Real Madrid could be in here before I say what I'm going to say. Vinicius is on the ball. Oh, he's tried to find Bellingham. obviously Reece Nelson wanted to leave anyway, so it's gonna make what I'm saying redundant. But like with Raheem Sterling's loan, you might like Nelson was. I'm not even debating is Raheem Sterling better than Nelson? Is Nelson better than Sterling? But might as well just kept Nelson then, because the same way you don't really trust Nelson, you don't trust Sterling. It's saying to me that we got Havertz for 65 million when Palmer went for 40 in the same season, same window. We essentially provided funds for Palmer and Sancho, which is true. And, you know, Arteta's been at City, he's got to know. But when you look beneath it and you see, you know, coaching staff or scouting and department staff that used to be at City and are now in high ranking roles at Chelsea, it doesn't surprise me that they've got Tosin. You know, yes, they bought him from Fulham, but he was at City. You know, they've bought Sterling at the time. They've obviously got Sancho, as you said. There's a couple others. Lavia is another one who literally has been at the same three clubs. A couple directors have been. I'm not faulting it. Cole Palmer. You know, Maresca come out the other day and said I knew him from the 23s. I don't think they didn't have Maresca, but again, the City boys were there. Competent scouting from Chelsea. They do with a couple of their players, really. It's 3-2 on the clock here, folks. We could have got Zubamendi. To be fair, he was acting. I'll cut the club that. Williams was going for a player who was also acting. I'll cut the club, but shouldn't be chasing that. Xavi Simons would have been good. Gyökeres would have been lit. I need to stop watching football, these talented players, not my club, because Arteta's trying to recoup the Martinelli stocks. Hey, be easy on Martinelli, man. I think the criticism is clear, but he'll be back. Why do we need to appoint? So why we need to appoint an experienced guy with a good track record of finding talent to replace Edu? Amen. But the club have to listen to him, because even with Man United and their dodgy recruitment, every now and again people poke fun on social media. The scouts were suggesting John Duran, and all these guys, but if you're not going to listen to the scouts, it doesn't matter. Vinicius Junior purring, puts a ball in. It's actually hit the crossbar. Oh, it's easier said than done, but Diaz has got right under that and ballooned it over. It could have been 4-2 to Madrid here. What Lookman just did is what I need from Martinelli on a consistent basis. Martinelli ain't got the variety in the game that Lookman has. Lookman can do the fast transition thing. He also knows when to slow it down. He knows when to go to the left, knows when to go to his right. I think one crucial difference away from the obvious is IQ's better. I'm seeing someone play with their head up. Like, you know, I think a few years ago, Mikel Arteta said, Martinelli needs to stop doing things at 100 miles per hour. I do think he has to a degree, but he hasn't also to a degree. And also, it's fine margins for Martinelli. So it's a thing where you need to be a lot more polished, because you're getting in the right areas, but you're not scoring. You're offside where you don't need to be. The level of consistency is these things. Speaking of consistency, is it going to be another? That's greedy from Rodrigo. If you don't pass it, you have to score. That's two big chances for Madrid to get a fourth. Very open now. It's exploded more. Jogo Benito settings from Bellingham. Rodrigo, not strong enough to be fair. Edison's a big boy. Wait, what's going on here? Man down off the ball for Atalanta. Left wing is the easiest position to scout for in modern football. It's wild that we get stuck with players for so long in such an abundant position. Martinelli not a wide player, inside forward. He should be played like Theo and Podolski. To be fair, I agree with that. I think there's just problems on the left-hand side, but I also believe this with Martinelli. I'm waiting for DG in 2025. Hey, Martinelli don't play for us no more. We can start acting like he's levels the guys ish. I've been known to say that. Our recruitment needs to find the Elise, Isaac, Eze, Bruno, and them man before they move on. That's how we improve. Exactly. And I'm not gonna sit here and say I would have knew any of this or any to buy any of these guys. But I've got videos where Eze and Elise said they could be good players. Premier League clubs, could buy them. Bruno Guimaraes, bro, we saw him in Lyon, man. Like, could have got that. Just to throw it out there, Paqueta as well. Kudus is at Ajax now. Again, I'm sure if we worked at the club, there might be some reasons, but how do we keep missing out? Now, Isaac, fair enough. Strikers take long, but someone's got to see it. Like, Sociedad looked at him and they're reaping the benefits. Because as we know, once these players end up where they end up, we're paying massive tariffs. Who knows, man? Maybe one day we'll laugh about this. Martinelli would shoot it straight at the keeper if he 1v1. If I'm being Honest, Bellingham did good in the match so far. Bellingham's been quality. Would I give Bellingham man of the match? Oh, Lookman's giving a whack there. For me, it's between it's probably between it's probably between Jude Bellingham and Rudiger. If I'm honest, I think them two for Madrid have started very well and just quietly gone about their work. Yeah, you know what? You could sit there and say, the defense has conceded 2 goals, but I think them two have been really good. Been a good game, man, and it's always better when I get to watch it with you. If the new DOF comes in and wants Jonathan David, how are people going to react? I'll give him a chance. Not really my cup of tea. Don't mind him in the squad, especially if you're going to replace certain people and you need a body. I believe in it's not what I want to see. I don't think it's a level raiser, but you can have your opinions. I could only speak for myself. I'll give every player a chance. Give me a chance. I'll give you a chance to show what you're on. There's been plenty of players that have played, and I'm not saying everyone's going to get out of there. The only one I haven't given a chance is Runnison. I don't know why, but my spirit just didn't take to you. It looked dodgy. It looks dodgy. Like it just, like I'm sure if you go back to my match reactions or my watch along, I said, this keeper's not it. Before a game was kicked, the camera panned to him. You look scared. They look like they found you off the street. And I don't know how everybody at the club agreed that's the guy. Like, anyways, that's the only one I've not given a chance. But everyone else, there's been plenty of players that have signed for Arsenal. I was shook about that. It's gonna sound so bad, but I say this all the time. I was praying Danny Welbeck failed his medical. I think he was a good player for us. He wasn't the best and all of that, but I think he was a good player. We could do with you. I'll be real. Danny Welbeck on the left-hand side for Arsenal. He's playing good at Brighton. He starts for us. He actually starts for us. He might not be amazing. He might fall on the floor. You might get 1-2 goals, but there's a reason you come through at Man United under Ferguson. That he was good for us. And weirdly, Alexis Sanchez and Ozil used to love link-up play with him. So he worked out. Who else would there be? Been a couple. David Luiz. I still think you still did David Luiz stuff, but I'll give you credit. You was a better signing than initially hoped for. I didn't think Koscielny would have ended up being what he was being for Arsenal because he used to be a joke, man. Yeah, so I'll give everyone a chance, but yeah, man. It just hits different when you sign a Santi Cazorla or Alexis Sanchez or an Ozil. Like, you just know they're good players. This guy. Why Edu never managed to sign Gomares? Edu was on him when he played in Brazil. I wish Edu could answer, man. I hear you on expecting a lot more from Rice. But for me, I think the bigger debate is why you cost 100 million. I'm not expecting you to be superb. Like, you're just a piano player. Play Rice as a 6, you'll see 100 million 6. You play him in 8, you'll see 40 million 8. Arteta throwing him under the bus right now. Arteta just too excited with the pressing. Like, Rice, you just show me all I've seen from you in the Premier is, you'll do something every now and again. You're a professional footballer, you do something wavy, but you're just in a team to win the ball back, break down possession, give it back. You could pass the ball a bit more forward, but I'm not expecting you to be Cesc Fabregas. And I prefer him in the 6. I think that's where his better games have come. But in the circles, no, he's very harsh on Declan Rice. My issue with Rice is on the ball play. Just don't rate it that high. Not a great passer, mostly sideways and backwards. That's him. That's him. Ideally, you'd want someone, maybe not to the ability of Rodri, but we'd love that. You want someone that can do the Rodri thing. You do that and some more, but that ain't him. Atalanta could be in here. Oh my God, this is a great counter attack. Oh, Kolasinac, you saw your name in lights. Gasparini has to mash you up. You should get subbed. He saw his name in. No, that would annoy me if I'm Lookman. Don't say sorry after he done that. Ritugi has made him been very bright. That's a big chance. Hit the likes up, guys. 70 likes. Appreciate you, stylish. Make sure you subscribed if you're new. We didn't sign Gomares. Gomares is the reason why I do left. Hope so. Let's find the next one. There's been a foul off the ball. That's a lie. First time cross and Lookman can score. It's in the balance. There's 14 long minutes left. At times, IQ is better than technical ability. Welbeck knows himself as a player. 100%. No, I would say 99% of the time. Obviously, a broken clock's right twice a day. Someone with the best ability in the world is going to score some goals, but it's decision making. That's what makes you reliable. IQ is the best thing you can have. 100%. You're right, man. You don't downplay it. Like I said, I was upset when we signed Welbeck and whatnot. I'm not gonna lie. Once you showed me you're on scoring against Man United and you're still doing it to this day, I thought, yeah, you know what, you're my guy. So it don't always have to be name brand. It's just, and again, I guess it doesn't have to be clear to me, but it's not clear to me what we're doing. Because 1 minute you want to sign the big money guys, then you're looking to do it cheap and cheerful, then you're bargain hunting. Xavi Simmons' agent is the nephew of David Dean. Why haven't we signed this boy already? Get it done. I've just come and I can tell we're speaking about Martinelli. I think, do you know what? I think people in relation to the Fulham game, yeah, he was offside. I think people are doing too much in relation to the Fulham game, but I think it's spilled over because Martinelli's been waiting. Ademola Lookman's gone for the shot. The only criticism I would say of Ademola Lookman, I can tell you're a good guy, man. You're staying on your feet for no reason. You could have taken a tumble. You saw the pen you could have got. Gasparini's getting. I haven't seen him this fix. Oh, that's because my man tried to be a hero. DG, you're enjoying the Real Madrid match because tomorrow Arsenal's going to be a headache. Light work, man. There's no Bellingham. Bellingam's ducking. Routine win. Gabriel Jesus Champions League nights will be there. Martinelli will be there. No, you can't really find Salibas and Odegaards. I never said that. Just hunt around, though. That's the thing. Don't waste it where you've got these players. Lookman is world class. The world class. He's very good. World class. I'm not saying, Vinicius. I'm not saying he has to be better than any of these guys, but if you're world class, you're in the brackets with Vinicius and these guys. Sadly, we'll never be able to sell Havertz. Wages are a killer. Boy. And if you go and sign a striker, where does Havertz play? Was it Podolski saying you'll see a better Kai Havertz if you play him behind the striker? Now, maybe if you put Odegaard deeper, but Dan Ashworth is a serious no-no as DOF if rumours are true. I don't have any evidence, but I'm with you, It's something and it's not even the fact that you've left United after a few weeks. Oh, great play by Edison. He's earned a few months, and he's earned a free kick. Edison's been great. There's just something I don't trust. Who's better between Kudus and Lookman? You gotta say Lookman, innit? That's a good question. I don't know, man. But I mean, Lookman's done if they both retired tomorrow, Lookman's more of a household name. I've seen Lookman's just bagged against Madrid, had a good game. Scored a Europa League hat-trick final. Scored a hat-trick in the final. But I love the way Kudus plays, man. Oh, I don't know. I actually forget all of that stuff. Player for player, I don't know. Because I think Kudus' IQ is quite good. Oh, I don't know, That's a very good question. Because the body of work is kinder to Lookman. But when you just look at them as players, it depends what you want. Atalanta have a free kick. Hasn't gone in. I think we're forgetting that Martinelli is still young. We can bring in better quality and he can learn from them or at least have that competition to improve his game. That's what he needs. Realistically, Martinelli, it's a squad player thing. You come on, kill minutes. It's not the end of the world if you don't play until we see something more. But we do need a lot of players to step up now, man. Good question, though. We need to replace Martinelli with Lookman, Isaac, and we send Havertz to Newcastle. Dream chasing with the second part of that, man. Man said we need a bold manager. Haven't replaced Granit Xhaka. Haven't. That midfield's been a mess. Say we want about Declan Rice, yeah. He ain't had a consistent partner throughout his time here. The Kai Havertz experiment didn't work. Very different player from Granit. A lot of the midfield signings either haven't worked, we're not 100% convinced, or there's certain games Jorginho's not we can have question marks about Declan Rice, but it doesn't matter the opposition. You can play in it. Gomares can play great play from Atalanta here. There's certain games you don't want to see Jorginho. There's certain games you don't necessarily want to see Moreno. You could say Partey's on the Rice thing as well. Still, we really made a mess of the midfield. He wanted Southgate as a manager over Amarin. That's one of the reasons he got the boot. See what I'm saying? Do you know what? He might hate Man United, so he might be great for us. Havertz on 285k per week is diabolical, even if you ignore the 65. Rice isn't the problem in midfield. Tell him again. Big up Xhaka, but he was dead up into his last 2 seasons. Nah, that's harsh. Xhaka weren't dead. He definitely upped the levels in his last 2 years, but he weren't dead. Like it's magic because I remember Arsene Wenger caught a lot of heat for saying Xhaka is a box-to-box midfielder. Now he never actually played him like that. He was playing him as some sixth thing. I don't know why, but it's like Arteta took that advice. I think Xhaka was misunderstood. I definitely think he wasn't perfect. He had bad games and whatnot. I just think a bit like on brand with what we're saying. We're signing guys that shouldn't be main players. I think when he played, I think he was a good player, man. I think he had a lot of mistakes. I definitely feel he did. But I think people were harsh on Xhaka. I think he was a scapegoat. Danny Ceballos with the dark arts taking forever to come off the pitch. And to be fair, I was at the game when Xhaka did that. That's one of the lowest moments I felt as an Arsenal fan. Like, forget Xhaka and the fans. We was obviously in a dark period as a fan base. Yeah, we was all in a dark period as a fan base. It felt like a pantomime. Like, I think we was losing the game or whatever. I don't blame Xhaka. Like, I said that, and that's another thing. You go on my AFTV vids, caught heat for that. Like, I genuinely thought it was best Xhaka left because that's when it was best he left at that period because obviously hindsight's a wonderful thing, but it's just too dark now. But not being funny, like just because you're a fan of the club, it doesn't mean you have to be effing and blinding, and that has to hurt you because whatever people say about Granit Xhaka and the mistakes, all of that stuff, just him as a man, you can tell he fronts up to the music. You can see he's a leader. I don't think you can criticize his ability, but I don't think he's ever been a man that hasn't tried. And things are going wrong, and you're always getting blamed. And people are telling you to F off. You're going to tell them to F off as well. Now, I don't agree with dashing the shirt on the floor and or the whatever it was, but it is what it is. And don't forget, that was the rise of social media. That's why naturally I'm balanced, but that's why I feel I can have my opinions and say I was right or wrong. But I just feel with social media or football, a lot of people have sheep thinking and a lot of people are emotional. You can, like I said, you can ask bare questions on Granit Xhaka, but there's always a scapegoat. Like even with Bellingham was effing pony, but there were sometimes we lost games and things happen. You can't be talking about Bellingham. And I think when you've got platforms and stuff, you have to be honest because it creates pylons, especially in this day and age. But yeah, Xhaka weren't it. You could argue there's a reason he's played under every manager he's been here, and you could say that was their demise. But yeah, he's number 5 for Atalanta. That was a wavy bit of play. Who's that? Hello from Southeast France, Marseille. Big up yourself. Is it Gil or Gilles? Because you're in France. I don't know, but big up you, man. Yeah, we had mistake, but we was meaty. And again, I must admit, I will cut a player a lot more slack if I see some like fight. There's been times this season, like forget Xhaka as a player, and last season, and I actually wish he was there when Haaland was doing his nonsense. Xhaka was like one of the only Arsenal players, and you could argue now, good shot from Atalanta, they've earned the corner. That's not on getting padded up. We're getting a bit meaner now. Saka's getting a bit meaner in that. Gabriel doesn't take it. Benjamin White gets into verbal. To be fair, Kai loves it, but I don't think we're nasty enough as a team. I don't think Jack had that. I can't like watching this game. We need Lookman on the left. Give him a contract he can't refuse. 170 to 200 grand a week, 5-year contract. He deserves it. Rice can't do Xhaka's one touch, and he shouldn't be asked to. Like, I know football's multifunctional, and I'm not saying you, but like people are expecting Martin Odegaard to win duels. Declan Rice is being expected to create. What's next? David Rice got to get 20 assists. I think the game, as much as the game's advanced, it's gone a bit too crazy, and people forget the fundamentals of certain men in their roles. Xhaka became a mentality monster. There's plenty of players who didn't quite do it at Arsenal and leave and win stuff immediately. Xhaka knew when to cut, boy, because look at his trophy cabinet now. Jude Bellingham is coming off for Arda Güler, who's been linked with Arsenal, ironically, and buying Leverkusen. Been nice to see players like Edison and Aspirilla from Girona today. Bro, bring Edison. Edison's been quality, man. They're going to make money off him. I wonder if the City rumours are true. DG, if the world was ending, what would your last meal be? I'd want some roti. I'd want some curry chicken and rice. I'd want some mint ice cream. I'd want sugarcane and Guinness. I want some Moby. I'd want some Hennessy. I got a season ticket at West Ham because they're around the corner from me. I take Kudus all day. I see him every week. But Kudus or Lookman, like, I would love Kudus. I'd love Lookman. Oof. I'd have to just, whoa. Because Lookman's a difference maker. So is Kudus. What the way Kudus plays, and you can play in a bunch of roles. I don't know. I still don't know. That's a tough one, man. It's the toughest question I've been asked in a while. Love Isaac, but we're dreaming, man. Lewis Skelly starting tomorrow is something I'd love to see. F it, man. Why not? People are expecting Rice to suddenly turn into Rodri, who's brought in for ball carrying, duels and interceptions. True. I want Edison, man. Arteta, give Atalanta the peas, man. Bring Scalvini. He's not on the pitch at this moment. I see Moreno as an El Nene replacement than anyone else. We're still missing that creative. Amen. That's what you should be. You get game time, but it's a sideman thing. Vinicius Jr. That defo hurt. I think they stood on his heel. Vinicius Jr.'s not quite dropped to his feet, but hasn't really done anything. Could Atalanta get a last-minute equalizer? Last-minute exaggeration. DG Guerrero, Diaz at the carpet. I'd rather Guerrero, but Diaz. Like, in terms of immediate, if we signed Diaz in January, there's a lot. I'm not going to get excited about winning leagues, but I think you solve a lot of problems for me. And there's plenty of game time for you. Vasquez. Bit of WWE diving, wins a free kick. DG rewatch the final and you'll side with Lookman. No, I remember the final, and that's when people say Lookman, I think difference maker, and we need that. But I'm just a big fan of Kudus, like big fan of Kudus. Ball carrying is one of the craziest things I've heard about. Basically running without pressure. I must admit, I agree though. They're both the same thing, but I think Declan Rice is a ball carrier, not a dribbler. Like, you bring it into the middle third and slightly just before it gets to that final third, give it to the guys that can do that, the other guards, etc. And we're living. Inter, Leverkusen effed up my accumulator. See why I don't do it anymore. 50, Aston Villa, Real Madrid, and Inter Milan over 2.5 goals for 280 returns. This is why I don't do accumulators, because it's always one team. And I used to put Arsenal in some of mine, to be fair. I stopped that, had a couple of wins, and then had some L's. We need a defender to replace Tommy, Zini, and maybe Kivi. 100%. 100%. Don't know how we never took a gamble on Barella from Inter either. You got to buy them men when they're at Caligari. Once they rock up there, you know how the Italian players are in Italy are. Big up, stylish. Can we get to 80 likes, people? It's there. Kudus is an athletic tank. That way he bulldozers past guys effortlessly is crazy. And it's the mentality. Fair enough, you know, he missed 4 or 5 games for his Spurs shenanigans, but you're not on getting bullied. Arda Güler, 4 minutes of added on time here, folks. Again, there's enough time for Atalanta to score. It's been a good game, but fundamentally, Atalanta are losing. That's a good ball into Rodrigo. He's been a passenger since he's come on the pitch, I'll be real. He came on in the first half as Mbappe scored, and then moments later came off injured. You can see the tired legs from both teams, though. And crucially for Atalanta, because you still got to go forward. Surely a foul on Edison there. Could have seen the 8. You can run it in certain games, but no. You're playing in Odegaard's role or out wide somewhere. That's probably where you can. It's more kind of dreamless if you sign Lookman, because you can do something on that left-hand side. You can get away with Kudus in the 8 in-game and on occasion, but that can't. I mean, he technically played on occasion for Ajax, but I don't think that's a long-term thing. 3 minutes of added on time. Time wasting from Courtois has begun. Diaz on and off the ball is really good. It's just, again, you know, when it's the Spanish players, when it's the Italian players, it's like, if you're accepting of this role that you've got at Real Madrid, where you get a couple starts, you're involved, you've been a super sub at times, you're cool. But there's value for money there with Diaz, man. Depending on what they want. And if he wants to move, man. I think he's decided to play for Morocco at international level. We got Morocco, so good club, good country to represent. But how does he slip through the Spanish net? Who knows? Yeah, attacking a man's family. Come on. That's the people that take it too far. Did I boo Xhaka? Nope. I was in disbelief. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm on that Xhaka thing. You lot telling me to F off. F you lot as well. Yeah, you can do the custom at 2 minutes of added on time. You can do the customers always, right? We're fans. Yeah, cool, we're fans. You're within your rights to criticize. You can boo. Maybe not so much then. You could boo. Obviously, if there wasn't, I'm talking like what Granit Xhaka and Arsenal fans were. But yeah, telling me to F off and all of this stuff and nah, F you lot, bro. Don't give you the right to disrespect me. You can criticize my performance. And honestly, like I would be hurt like Xhaka. Imagine you're giving your life as a footballer. And again, there's still toxic elements, but it's a lot nicer being an Arsenal footballer now. And the players must know in the dressing room, like, Bellerin could have had a 10-10 performance. And you can criticize him as a player, but he could have had a 10-10 performance. We lose 2-1. It's all the talk about him. Let's be honest. You know, a bit like now how they write the same narratives. Whether we won, lost, or drawn, should they get rid of Wenger? They moved to the Emirates. They're a soft touch. They're not. This player's not good enough. That player's not good enough. It's boring, man. It still is boring how we're portrayed to the media now as well. Butrina looks good. We've been linked with him before. Sporting ain't the same since we beat them. People must be using our match as reference points. Did we break City? Shameless. If nothing more this season and no trophies. Ademola Lookman down this left-hand side. That's a very good ball. Oh, it is coming at pace. Ratugi, you're paid to score goals. Derone, who's stunk up the place as a captain today, threw himself at it as well. Should Lookman have had an assist? It's a very good ball. It's a harder finish than should be. Then it looks sorry. But damn, it is a difficult one. It's a bit different, but Morata had a similar kind of ball to finish for AC Milan, and they're 2 defeat, 2 at Atalanta. He should be scoring. You go down in folklore. It is one of the best games in the Champions League, but this probably would have been one of the memorable games in Atalanta's history. And that's probably the last kick of the game. Or not. And it is 5-goal thriller. Atalanta have given themselves a great account, but they have lost. Their first loss, man. Again, I have to rate Real Madrid a lot more because the Italian teams have been running away with it in Europe. Now, I think it was a game we expected on paper. Like, serious miss at the end. Lookman has been giving Madrid trouble, gave a great account of himself. Edison is 100% cold. It's been a good game, man. It's been a good game, and it's been made even better with you lot. But with that being said, why waste you lot's time? We're watching Arsenal against Monaco tomorrow. Again, if Arsenal fans for Arsenal content, make sure you've checked out the videos that are out. One came out before this. I think one's to come out this evening, where I went over, apparently Arteta's spoken about not selling Gabriel Jesus and a lot of other stuff. You lot stay safe, stay blessed. Lookman's good, but come on, man.
Against this right back, Charlie, definitely.